Duh.
You. Sorry. Dare. Sorry. Punch. Sorry. Me. Sorry. After all. Sorry. I had. Sorry. Done. Sorry. For you. Jackson sat on his bed with Jimin right to him, applying ointment over his right cheek and jaw where Jungkook had punched him. Jungkook sat to his left and was fanning him while apologizing repeatedly. Jin sat on the chair nearby, shooting Namjoon a strange look. Yoongi and Hoseok stood next to the room's entrance inside, with Hobie leaning on the wall next to the door. Does my gorgeous face look like a ghost to you? How could you punch me? Me. I changed your wash clothes, fed you milk, held you during your first walk, and this is what I get in return? When did you even? Jungkook stops mid-sentence when Jackson turns to glare at him. At least Jin Hyung stops with, just I raised you. Jungkook thought, but then. I literally raised you and this is all you give me in return? Jackson scoffs dramatically, unknown to the eye roll Hobie gave over it. What were you doing in Yoongi-shi's room? I thought Jungkook. My question is for Namjoon. All the eyes snapped towards Namjoon, who was standing next to Jackson's bed all this time. Jun makes eye contact with Jungkook and Yoongi for a split second. I just followed Jungkook. Now all the eyes were on Jungkook, who gulped, feeling Jackson stare at him. What were you doing in Yoongi-shi's room, Jungkook? I forgot my shirt in his room, so he came to give it back.
Nice.
Hearing this, Jackson and Jin gasped while Jimin looked embarrassed. They really are moving fast. It took a total of 10 seconds for Jungkook to realize the meaning behind Yoongi's words.
Hurt and traumatized. Disgusted.
It's not what you think it is. Jungkook almost shouts out loud, startling everyone except for Hobie. He changed. You know, we fell into the lake. He needed to change. So he. Jungkook struggled to find the right word to express himself with the way everyone except Yoongi and Namjoon were looking at him with doubtful eyes. Believe me. Nothing else happened. Yoongi face palms, cringing hard. There was a moment of silence before. So why were you there, Jackson? You know, master, I wanted to ask this ungrateful child to style my hair for tomorrow, so I went to his room, but he was not there, and that's when I saw Namjoon's room wide open with him not inside. I got curious and walked around the corridors, when I heard Namjoon's voice from Yoongi-shi's room. I knocked on the door like a decent person and expected someone to open the door and let me join the midnight conversation. But what I got was a punch on my handsome face. Hyung, you scared me. It was an instinctive reaction. Jungkook cried out while Jin got up from the chair. Do not take charge of morning breakfast. I don't think Jackson can. I can cook. I can cook.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Yoongi and Jungkook looked taken aback by Jun's exclamation. God, I am too young to die. Jungkook muttered while Jackson cried out. His memory loss is worse than we thought it was. Yesterday he took a century to make fruit salad for Lord Jimin and young master, which in the end, was near to ready only after they left. I had to complete making it after he left. If a mere fruit salad takes a century, then imagine the reality of an entire morning supper. Jun was all red with the eyes focusing on him. I can make breakfast for all, trust me. Jiminy. A hammered-looking Pyong entered the room with his droopy eyes. Holy hell. All Hobie could do at that moment was freeze. Jiminy? Jimin was quick to get to Tae's side. Oh Tae, you are sick, you shouldn't be here. Jimin tries his best to push Tae outside the room with him while maintaining a concerned expression. Tae. He must have got anxious with me not beside him. We'll leave now. Just as Jimin tried to walk out of the room with Tae, he slipped backwards. But thankfully someone held him. That someone being Hobie. Tae, who was wobbling on the spot he stood, looked up at the person holding Jimin. You. Hobie could only stand there sweating hard as Tae kept on leaning close to him. "You look cute." Tae all of a sudden started laughing while pointing at Hobie, who tries his best not to look offended with Jin in the same room as him. "Tae, that's not. But you are not Jimin, so you are not the cutest." With that, Tae hugs Jimin, who struggled to break free from it. "Tae, everyone is here. Behave. My Jiminy. The light to my darkness. The love of my life. My sweetheart. My only true love. My dear soulmate. I still can't believe you are mine." Tae gushed, and with that he started dancing with Jimin in his arms. "You even smell heavenly." A loud smooching sound was heard as Tae kissed Jimin's cheek. "Oh my goodness, is he drunk?" Everyone in the room chose to ignore the question, as the answer was yes, as Tae was now sniffing Jimin's neck aggressively while chanting, "You smell sweet." Awkward. So awkward. Someone get me out of here, Jun thought when he saw Tae covering Jimin's face with kisses right in front of them. He looks to his right where Jungkook was giving his all to control himself by looking up at the ceiling. "Tae, behave yourself." To say Jin was embarrassed to see his brother acting weird would be an understatement. "Jiminy, did you hear that heavenly voice? Wait. Is that my Hyung?" Tae stops his kissing Jimin for a moment, and Jimin took this opportunity to break out of his hug. Jimin at that moment could be mistaken for a tomato with the amount of red decorating his face and neck. "Oh, there he is. My Hyunji." Tae almost jumps onto Jin, who was quick to hold him. "My sweet Hyunji. My Hyunji is the best Hyunji. Let me give my favorite Hyunji special kisses. I'm your only." Jin pushed Tae away from him when he smelled the strong odor of alcohol on him. Tae stumbles and falls on the arms of. No, you better not kiss me," Jun said before tossing Tae to Jungkook, who holds Tae firmly in his arms. "Oh, sweet Jungkookie." Tae hugs Jungkook, who felt butterflies in his stomach. "My brother from another mother."
What did he say?
And just like that, all the butterflies were slaughtered. Jun's jaw was on the ground as Yoongi looked no better. Jungkook is gonna need daily therapy to recover from this. Jackson on the other hand had forgotten his swollen face as he jumped out of his bed and stood next to Jungkook, supporting Tae. Brother? Me? As in me, your brother? Yes, you are the brother I wish I had. Tae's words were sluggish and sloppy as his eyelids started to drop. Minnie wanna cuddle. Mistaking Jackson for Jimin, Tae falls onto Jackson, who falls back on the bed with Tae on top of him. "Jiminy, I love you," Tae said before pecking Jackson's nose, mistaking it for his lips. "What the? You better be in my dreams, my baby boo." Just like that, Tae passed out. An awkward silence filled the room. It felt like a tornado had passed by them. "Sorry." Jimin, who was covering next to the door in embarrassment till now, had hurried to Tae's unconscious figure now. "I'll take care of him. Please forget that this ever happened." With that, Jimin tries to pull Tae away from Jackson, only to fail midway as Tae fell on Jackson, almost knocking the poor guy out. Jun came to Jimin's rescue as he helped Tae up with Jimin's assistance. "My apologies, Jin Hyung. I'll make sure this doesn't happen again." "Oh please, you weren't the one who got drunk, so don't apologize for him, but I forgive you for lying. For now, take Tae to your room, and once he wakes up tell him to come meet me." Jimin nods, as Jun helps him to carry Tae out of Jackson's room to their room. "Hoseokshi, I apologize for all of the drama you had to witness." Hobie was the happiest man in the room on seeing a drunk Tung who barely recognized him. No, it's fine. I had forgotten to take my medications and that got me sleepless. But now I can take them and get to bed. Even then. It's really fine, Sukjin-chi. I'll just go now before you feel more guilty. Have a good night, everyone. With that, Hobie limps out of Jackson's room towards his room. Just as he leaves, Jin turns to look at Yoongi. "Yoongi, forgive me, my lord. One way or another, I'm also responsible for all this drama. But I should have held Jungkook back from punching Jackson rather than standing still. I feel guilty for ruining your precious sleep. Oh please, you weren't the one who pulled a lady in labor scream. Jin turned to give Jungkook a look but found him frozen like a statue. What happened to him? Master, you know Jungkook gets cranky when he doesn't sleep on him. Please get some sleep, my master. Tomorrow must be a stressful day. Speaking of tomorrow, I don't have court tomorrow, so I'll be home all day. In that case, I'll wake you up a bit later than usual. Jin nodded and was about to question Jungkook something when Jackson almost picked him up and dropped him outside his room. It's getting late, master, please go sleep. Good night. With that, Jackson closes his room door. Jin stands there frozen for a moment before the disrespect. Jin scoffs but then remembers something. My Hyunji is the best Hyunji. Jin walks away with a smile that he tried his best to hide. He called me his favorite Hyung, but I am his only Hyung. Jin chuckles before leaving. Just as Jin left, Jackson gets Jungkook, who was looking at the door blankly. Jungkook, you okay? Jackson cups Jungkook's face as he questioned. I'm brother. Oh Jungkook. Just then Jackson remembered Yoongi. Yoongi, if you can, go sleep. Jackson, that punch must have left you sore. Get some rest. I'll take care of Jungkook. Yoongi was about to take Jungkook out of the room by pulling his right arm, but then Jackson holds Jungkook's left arm. I can take care of Jungkook, you can rest Yoongi. Jackson pulls Jungkook towards him. Oh, it's fine, Jackson. I'll take Jungkook to his room. He is sleeping with me for the night. You are injured. He is injured. Let him sleep in his own room. I am injured. He is injured. Let him sleep with me so that we'll look out for each other. You need sleep, not help, for the night. Jungkook would. If Jungkook needs help, I can help him. You are our guest. That doesn't mean I can't help. Both Yoongi and Jackson were going back and forth in full-fledged, while trying to pull Jungkook towards themselves, who ended up getting aggressively pulled from left and right by them. I'm here having a mental breakdown cause my boyfriend literally called me and considers me as his brother. And here they are having a tug-of-war contest with me as the rope. Jungkook cried out in his thoughts.
Eventually,
Jungkook didn't know how, but there he was sleeping in Jackson's bed while Jackson slept on the chair next to him with his head resting on their bed, while Yoongi's soft snores could be heard coming from the couch next to the window. How did I end up here? Just then the door slowly opened, revealing June. It's a long story, don't ask me. Jungkook mouths out to June, who was now inside the room looking back and forth at Jackson and Yoongi, being dead asleep. Scoot over, June says before laying down next to Jungkook. Jackson Hyung would lose it if he finds you next to me while he sleeps in a chair. He thought that he may hurt my leg if he slept beside me. I can handle him. Now sleep. Namjoon says before closing his eyes, and just like that exhaustion took over him as he was out in a second. Hyung, are you awake? Jungkook only got June's snores as a reply, which made him scoff. Bad Hyung. Jungkook pouts but then remembers certain cutie who called him his brother while pouting. How can he call me his brother? Jungkook cries out as every bit of his will to sleep left him.
the next day.
Tae slowly opens eyes with much difficulty. He blinks several times to look at who was in front of him. You're up? Tae nods. Good. Cause I can kill you properly now. With that, Jimin jumps on Tae.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Tae! Here's the cover!
How dare you get drunk, you pabo. I try to save your dumb self and you pull me into dirt in return. Do you know how embarrassing I felt yesterday? How can I look at anyone today? Hyung was there. Jungkook was there. Jackson Hyung was there. Freaking Yoongi Hyung was there. Even our guest Hoseok was there. What would Yoongi Hyung and Hoseok she think of you and me? That I married a drunk idiot who is only good at kissing everyone. I am going to kill you. You. I am really gonna kill you, you dumb giraffe. Jimin said while wrestling with Tae, who tried his best to escape from him. Minnie, I can explain. Tae chokes out. You will be given the liberty to explain. In your afterlife. Jimin said while holding Tae in a headlock.
Eventually,
Tae came out of the bathroom after showering as Jimin pulled him to sit on the bed. Pouting, Tae sat on the bed as Jimin stood in front of him, drying Tae's hair with a towel. Minnie. Jimin gives him a pointed look which got him silent in an instant. You wanna know what you did yesterday? I literally saved your ass and got you safe into our room without anyone noticing your drunk salsa performance. I told everyone that you were just feeling sick and no one suspected me. I thought you passed out, but you literally came downstairs where literally everyone. Jimin takes a deep breath before bursting out. Every one was present. You tried to make out with me in front of them. Then kissed Jin Hyung on his cheek. Tried to leech onto Nam Jun Hyung like a koala. Called our guest cute and pointed your finger at him. Then freaking kissed Jackson Hyung on his nose, but I'm damn sure you had aimed for the mouth. Jun Hyung had to help me carry you back here. With that, Jimin scoffs while Tae slowly turns red as each second goes by. Yeah. You drunk bimbo. Minnie. Don't call me that and don't talk to me. I aren't married to a drunk hippopotamus. Minnie. Tae whines before hugging Jimin's waist and resting his head on Jimin's abdomen. Y'all let me go. I'm so embarrassed. Did I really do that? Why don't you go ask Hyung if you did it or not? Talking about Hyung, he wants you to meet him alone. You get the scolding you deserve. You're drunk. I didn't drink on my own. Then did the drink sneak its way into your mouth? No. That theater owner William got me drunk. Jimin's eyes widened hearing that. Why and how the hell did you meet him? I went to meet him. Why? Tae pauses for a second before slowly looking up at him. To book a show for you. Jimin gasps before pushing Tae on the bed away from him as he moves back. Now why would? I know you wanted Minnie. You love performing. And I also know you don't want to be remembered just as the handsome husband of Kim Tae. You are free to do what you love. Married or unmarried. Why didn't you ask? I know you want to perform again, Jiminy. Black Swan was months ago, long before our marriage. You got fans out there who await your comeback. But why did you meet William alone? You know how that guy is. Nothing else happened, Minnie, except him making me drink some horrible looking drink. Did he drug you? I'm gonna kill that son of a. No, the thing is, after I drank that drink which tasted horrible, I mistook vodka for water and drank it. And then William offered some wine he had, and you how I get when someone offers me wine. I couldn't refuse and thought of stopping with one cup, but then the conversation grew, and by the time Brown came to fetch me I was totally wasted. Tae smiles sheepishly as Jimin gives him a done look. Try explaining this to Jin Hyung. Oh no, Jin Hyung. Jimin stares at Tae with wide eyes. Did you really book a show? Tae nods. When? Tae smirks in satisfaction when he hears the excitement in Jimin's voice. Next Friday night at 7. What are you going to tell Hyung? Do you think he'll agree? Why if he? Minnie, I know my Hyung. He loves me and he knows I love you. Though he doesn't show it, he still cares for us. He just doesn't know how to show it. And I promise you I'll get his approval for your performance. For now, focus on the practice. Tae stands up and walks towards Jimin. Everything's gonna be okay. Tae says before hugging Jimin, who sighs before hugging him back. They stayed like that for a while before Tae remembered. Jiminy, you said something about a guest. Hoseok or Boseok, I don't remember. Who is he?
Meanwhile,
Jun gets to the kitchen first before Jackson could even open his eyes. He smiles in satisfaction before. I'll prove to everyone that I can cook too. Jun says before picking up a knife from the drawer.
Danger. Danger. Namjoon has a knife in his hands. Everyone move 5 feet away from the screen.
Within seconds June was almost thrown out of the kitchen with the knife being ripped away from his hand. June only caught a flash of wind as someone darted past him. June blinks dumbfounded, trying to understand what just happened. He looks up to find Jackson standing on the spot he was standing seconds ago with the knife. Oh, today is a big day. June blinks, taking in Jackson's appearance. Jackson wore the outfit he chose for him yesterday with his hair styled up. June could see Jackson's face, which now held no sign of being punched last night, as the bruise had magically disappeared. Not to mention with the accessories, Jackson could be mistaken for a noble heir. Are you getting married or something? June questions, being dumbfounded as Jackson replies without turning towards him, something like that. Jackson smirks, which got June more confused. Just as he was about to question more, they heard a knock from the front door. June go open it. No, I'll go. No, you go. No, I'll go. June just looks at Jackson mortified. What happened to you? You know what, I'll open the door. With that, Jackson walks up to the front door. Being confused and wanting answers for his questions, June follows him. Jackson stood in front of the door and took a deep breath before opening the door. What the? There stood 5 women looking all gorgeous in front of Jackson, wearing a big smile. Jackson. Well, good morning, ladies. Feels great to see you all after what felt like eternity, Jackson said in a charming accent.
Oh, Mr. Jackson, how come you get more handsome in just a month? You look so charming. At this rate you'll be mistaken for a Greek sculpture.
Oh, Lucy, that's very kind of you to say that, but if anything, my charm has only dimmed without you all beside me. Hearing this, all the ladies blushed in bright shades of red. What in the world am I witnessing? June questions himself, looking at the scene taking place in front of him in amusement. So.
Oh, Juniapa.
What did he say?
Uppa? Me? Jackson almost got knocked down with the way the ladies ran past him to June.
Oh God, you look so ripped in this outfit, Uppa. Not just ripped, you look dashing, Uppa. Did you miss us, Uppa? We missed you so much, Uppa. We always talk about you in our tent, Uppa.
June literally got surrounded by them. June looks up at Jackson to find him staring at him. More like glaring at him. Great. To be continued.
Thank you for watching. See you in next video. Until then, bye darlings.
Okay, bye-bye.